We play.
We fight.
We conquer.
Welcome back to the Freak Show. I am your host, Bumpy McSquigums, and it is time for us to return to Triangle Strategy and continue our adventure. A whole bunch of storyline was thrown at us. Everything is set up. Something bad is going to happen. A whole bunch of powerful people are coming together in one place. You know something terrible is going to go down. Our father is
30 years after the salt iron raged across Norzelia, a vein of precious minerals was unearthed in the kingdom of Glenbrook. From east to west, joy swept the land. United at last in common cause, the kingdom of Glenbrook, the Grand Duchy of Esfrost, and the holy state of Hyzant endeavored to wrest this bounty from the earth, with each nation providing expertise and resources. This uneasy alliance between once bitter enemies will herald a new era of tranquility in this long embattled realm. One after another, dignitaries from each nation arrive in Glenbrook to solidify this accord and toast to its success.
This is not a good
The
thing.
first step on the road to peace.
See, you say peace. We know better. We know it's not going to go down that way. This never works this way, ever.
Among those who would forge this road is Sarah Noah Wolffort. Inheriting the title of Lord Wolffort from his father Simon, he must decide what foundation he would lay for this new era.
Chapter 2. To arms, brave... See? To arms, brave warriors. Yeah. So yes, our father is in failing health. We've been promoted to kind of Lord Regent of Wolffort.
Welcome
It's
to
a lot.
Castle Wolffort, Minister Lila. Allow me to express my gratitude to the Holy State. Were it not for your nation's generous efforts, this venture would never have come to fruition.
Okay.
You are too kind, Lord Simon. You too have served an invaluable role in this. Though I must admit, the news of the union between your son and Lady Frederica came as quite the surprise. None in Hyzant considered that a bannerman of Glenbrook would join with the ruling family of Esfrost. I hear that Lady Frederica is the Archduke's half-sister. I must ask, how did this arrangement come to be?
Your curiosity is only natural. This union was promised during the war, an arrangement made with the previous Archduke. Truth be told, I am surprised one as well informed as yourself did not already know.
Huh.
And this is your son, as I recall.
Sarah Noah Wolffort, at your service, Minister.
And I am Frederica Esfrost.
My son still has much to learn, but I believe this marriage will herald a bright future for us all. For today, I intend to step down and leave House Wolffort in Sarah Noah's capable hands.
You're abdicating your position? Surprising news comes in pairs, I see. Nonetheless, I am happy for you both.
Sweet.
I imagine the lords and ladies at tonight's banquet will take great interest in the new Lord Wolffort, as will I.
Why'd you say it like that?
Pray, go easy on the boy, my lady.
I hear that young Lord Dragan of Esfrost shall also be in attendance.
Indeed, he has been appointed to oversee operations at the Grand Norzelian mines. I understand his star in Esfrost has seen a meteoric rise.
Good. I would like to hear more of this new explosive substance he means to use to blast the tunnels.
Interesting.
As a fellow scholar of sorts, if in a different field, I am always curious to learn how great discoveries are made.
He should have arrived by now. Has anyone seen him?
Dragan's gone to see the city. He was halfway there before the gangplank landed on the docks.
Ah, he is your cousin, yes. I see we share an innate curiosity for new places.
The banquet will begin soon. I shall seek him out and escort him there.
Oh dear.
Very good. Though I will host tonight's festivities, I want you to act as if you're already Lord of the House. Our guests are the most esteemed personages of their respective nations. Take care not to cause offense.
Of course, Father.
Okay, okay. Oh, the players are being set up. Oof. How's it all going to come together? I don't know. What horrible thing awaits us? Lord Dragan could be anywhere. I suppose it's a good opportunity as any to speak with the common folk. Sure. The flow of the game comprises multiple phases. In addition to story scenes and battles, there will also be an exploration phase. Okay. In this phase, you may move freely about areas to gather information from the people around you, obtain items, review mechanisms, and terrain features that may serve you in battle, and more. That's interesting. Run, walk, directional buttons, run, hold B or R to dash. End exploration phase, and continue with the story, press the start button, or the plus button, or whatever they're calling it these days. Okay, alright, so we have big chunks if you turn the, like, it quarters it, right? Or you can do it gradually and then slowly. Okay, I'm here for it. I think that's cool. Alright, what do you have to say to me, friend? I've been tasked with attending you at the ceremony tomorrow, my lord. May it be a joyous occasion for all. I'm eager to hear your speech and even more eager to see your triumph at the tourney. What's up, man? I sense you may have some questions regarding this joint mining venture. Allow me to enlighten you. Ooh, I see the shiny bucket over there. Combining the expertise and manpower of Norzelia's 3 nations, this mine will unearth the newly discovered vein of iron. We hope this will prove beneficial for all parties, providing wealth and prosperity in equal measure. It is said that Lord Dragan's knowledge of ironworking is peerless. I could think of none more suited to oversee the mine's development. Sure, what dis? Hey, an HP recovery pellet. Yay! Oh, we really do move fast when we run. Oh my goodness. Oh, we can enter the houses? What? I heard tell Prince Roland is shirking his duties at the castle once again. Thank heavens that shiftless child isn't in line for the crown. Really? Is there anything to do in here other than have you insult my friend, my best friend? Came to see, meet my bride on her arrival day? Come on now. Oh, she's down there hanging out with Gila. The old Gila monster. What do you have to say? I'm going to go steal stuff from your house. Hope you don't mind. Added Marvels of Norzelia Volume 8 to notes. You'll find notes as the game progresses. These notes have no direct effect on the story, but they will help you better understand Norzelia and its history. View the notes you've collected at any time by selecting War Chronicle and Notes from the main menu. Greetings, my lord. My friends and I are playing hide and seek. Well, they're doing a real good job. You, not so much, my friend. Oh, this game is so charming. I love it. I love it so much. Ooh, what's this? Hey, another HP recovery pellet, just hanging out on an axe chopping block. Wood chopping blocks? I don't think you chop axes. You chop with axes. There's a cat. Did I kill it or did I? I guess I'm petting it. I'm not positive. That looks like a torch or a switch. Just kind of looking around. I didn't see anything shiny in here, so probably nothing really going on, which is fine. Alright, what about you? There's been nothing to miss, my lord. Another quiet day. Oh, God. Never say that, man. Just like never say you're going to retire after this next mission or, you know, after this, I'm retiring. Because you know something terrible is going to happen. It's just the way of things. Another HP recovery pellet. I like the exploration. There's no jumping, though, right? I just robbed these guys with 300 money. Man, it feels even worse in this game than most of them. Because we're like already kind of like a superpower, right? We're playing hide and seek till Dad comes home. I need to find a place to hide and quick. Take care not to hurt yourself. Your father wouldn't want anything bad to happen to you. Oh, one of my favorite games. Barrels were always my favorite places to hide. It takes a clever mind to hide. Perhaps you could use that cleverness to help your father when you're older. Huh. Let's go with the middle one here, barrels. Barrels, I would have never thought of that, my lord. He'll never find me now. I speak from experience. They won't. However, there may be even better hiding places to be found around town. You're right, my lord. I'll find a hiding place no one has ever thought of before. Yeah, you will. What's up? My husband works from dawn till dusk at the port, lifting crates and who knows what else. It's honest work, though, and the backbone of our livelihoods besides. Alright, well, good for him. Hard-working lad that he is. Did I already talk to this lady? See the peace we enjoy now, one would never think that, but 30 years ago our realm was engulfed in war. The Salt Iron War seems not but a far-off nightmare now. Indubitably. What's up, Gila? There is no rest for a young lordling. All eyes will be upon you in the coming days. Frederica and I shall make every effort to learn the lay of the land so that we might share the weight of your duties. I appreciate that. Hey, girl. It's just like him to gallivant off with nary a word of farewell. Still, I suppose this is a chance to become acquainted with my future home. How would you describe your town, Serenoa? To know a town, you must take time to relish her company. That's what Uridor told me, in perhaps more colorful words. It is the port at the center of commerce, a town built on taxes, but not at the expense of fair trade. Wolfort is nestled safely behind castle walls. It is a town at peace and sets an example for the rest of the kingdom. I'm gonna go with this one. I like it. I haven't known Uridor for long, but those words are undeniably his. Perhaps I ought to take a page out of his book, as I have done regrettably little relishing since I arrived. You needn't push yourself, Frederica. Time is something we do not lack. Oh, you're saying all of the wrong things, man. Stop it. Once matters have settled, I will give you a tour of Wolfort myself. Thank you, Sereno. I very much look forward to that. You have given me much to consider. Well, you know. I'm kind of a big deal. What's up, man? It's a saltmonger. The most esteemed personages from each nation will be attending the ceremony, I hear. A veritable melting pot of politics. Such an opportunity to meet and speak with your peers must not be wasted, my lord. I know. I've been told as much. Also, the opportunity to loot and pillage the town should not be wasted. This is the whole town, huh? Okay. You're Uridor? Yeah. Still can't believe Travis and his feral spawn attacked your dear bride-to-be like that. I'm just glad we got there before any real harm could be done, my lord. Did you, though? I feel like I did that. Without your help. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, revisionist history here on my part or something. A lot of folk have come to town for the ceremony. I even saw a man earlier wandering about in wide-eyed wonder. Oh, yeah? What's up, dude? I can scarce remember the last time Glenbrook was host to such a marvelous tourney. Who among the nations will win glory, which will be known as the fiercest in all Norzelia? I mean to be there when history is made. Well, we look forward to having your support. Alright, we're going to talk to you, because I assume that dude's the guy we need to talk to. I must make ready for the wedding ceremony. What gift would best suit the union of you and Lady Frederica? It's an impossible choice. Perhaps an audience with Lord Simon will spark inspiration. Perhaps. It's Dragan. This town is prosperous, and its people have faith in their lord. An impressive achievement by my experience. You are too kind, Lord Dragan. Ah, my apologies, but you are? The apology should be mine. I'm Serenoa Wolfort. Ah, I've come to remind you to return to the castle before the banquet begins. Certain parties were quite insistent. Of course. I appreciate the consideration. I would like to explore the town a while longer, but rest assured I shall be punctual in my arrival. So long as time allows. Alright, I guess we're done. I'm going to go back and talk to our wife-to-be. I believe I shall enjoy it here. I look forward to the city I can truly call home. I mean, I guess we did all the exploring we should and could do. So let's end the exploration. I hope I didn't miss anything. The banquet will begin soon. Lord Dragan and I had best not arrive late. At the banquet.
I thank you for your hospitality today, Lord Serenoa.
No problem.
Think nothing of it. Did you enjoy the city, Lord Dragan?
Quite. Its people are full of life and love for their lord. That says all I need to know about House Wolfort.
You honor us with your words.
I am only being frank. Frederica is the sister of the Archduke, after all, and my cousin besides. I would not see her marry into an unworthy house. Suffice to say, my expectations were exceeded.
Well, good.
I have heard much of your ingenious contributions to the mining efforts. I sense prosperous days are ahead of us.
As do I. Finally, our nations enter into an age unfettered by war. With Esfrost's iron, Hyzan's salt, and Glenbrook's mediation, there is no limit to what we can achieve. We must regard each other as equals, and forge mutually beneficial relationships.
Sure.
I sense skepticism in your words, Lord Dragan.
Oh?
Do you mean to imply our relations are not already mutually beneficial?
Oh, here we go.
I need not imply anything. The salt tax you claim makes my case more than clear.
Oh, here we go.
Bold words from one so young. Is that how peers speak to one another?
Oh, boy.
Perhaps the young ones, yes. What do you think, Lord Serenoa?
Oh, no. Oh, God.
Dissatisfaction with the salt tax was one cause of the war, was it not?
Salt is a divine boon, a gift from the goddess to her true believers. This is the foundation of the teachings that guide us in Hyzant. By allying with Esfrost, do you mean to gainsay our most fundamental beliefs?
Oh, no.
Of course not, Minister. We understand that the source is Norzelia's sole supply of salt. And we would not deny that it is the Holy State's right to harvest and tax it as you see fit.
Thank you for acknowledging that. Though it strikes me that your words are measured.
You needn't be so non-committal, Lord Serenoa. It is only reasonable that the three of us have differing opinions on the matter. However, that is all the more reason for us to be open to frank discussion.
Honored guests, pray forgive my son. We of House Wolfort are but simple warriors. I'm afraid matters of finance and politics do not come to us naturally.
There you go. Thank you.
This, however, I can say. We will fight injustice and tyranny wheresoever it may be. Of course, we do not enjoy conflict. Still, we will not hesitate to defend our land and our people should the need arise.
Bold
No
statement.
matter how mighty the threat, we will fight for home and kingdom.
Yes, Lord Simone. Of that we are keenly aware.
I don't know about this
I
lady.
apologize if I spoke out of turn. But the fact remains that as every winter passes, the tension between our nations grows, and salt is the cause. The common folk have all but forgotten its taste. I simply want to ease their suffering.
The ministry I oversee is committed to the preservation of life. I personally believe that salt should not be a luxury reserved for the privileged few.
Okay.
All those who live require it.
Nice.
Not just those lucky enough to be born within the borders of our holy state.
Okay.
You agree with me then?
Wow.
How I feel matters little. In Hyzant, the word of the goddess, as conveyed to us from the lips of the Hierophant, is absolute.
Fair, I
But
guess.
perhaps this joint mining venture of yours may lead to the change you seek.
Maybe.
Indeed, we must set our gazes to the future. All of us. I expect you will be the ones to usher us into a new era.
Oh boy.
Yes, Father.
Okay, that could have gone worse. It didn't, but it could have gone worse. I'll take it. Okay. So we got through dinner. The banquet ends without incident, and everyone breathes a sigh of relief. Dragan, however, has something on his mind. Oh gosh. All right. Let's get after it.
Now that's what I call a feast.
Oh, okay. He's super excited. Good for him.
You've landed quite the catch, Frederica. He is a good man.
He's a little into his cups.
I can see it in his eyes.
You are too kind, Lord Dragan.
And humble as well. Are you impressed as I, Frederica?
I can tell that your heart is pure and gentle, my lord.
Lady Frederica,
Forgive me if I caused offense. I thought only to return your sincerity and kind.
Why would
no
that be
apologies are needed.
offensive?
I am happy to meet your approval.
Yeah, you are.
Thank you, my lord.
Okay.
Words come so easily to the both of you. A perfect match.
Forgive my curiosity. What sort of life did Lady Frederica lead in Esfrost?
Uh-oh. Oh dear.
Her life? Truth be told, my dear Serenoa, not a pleasant one. Those of Rosellan blood are looked down upon in Esfrost, even if they are the daughter of the Archduke's concubine.
Oh boy.
Gustadolf's full siblings are the
Gustadolf?
worst of the lot. They have not a shred of human compassion between them.
Huh.
They cruelly bully the girl endlessly, regardless of time or place.
Wow.
Is this...
True? Of course it is. I know Frederica's suffering all too well.
Hmm.
My own father lived ever in the shadow of his elder brother, the former Archduke. Our house, too, is met with sneers by those who consider themselves our betters. But no more! I shall show all those simpering fops that it is not birth that makes greatness, but deeds.
Oh.
And so
Dude.
I did my due research at the archives.
Uh-oh.
That my grand invention shall blast our way forward.
You get a little unhinged, just...
Dragan, please. I believe you've had enough to drink.
Yeah, definitely enough.
You can hardly blame me for availing myself of Glenbrook's finest libations, brought by traders from the realm over.
Oh boy.
Each cask more exotic than the last. Why, to not partake would be an affront to our newfound allies.
Huh. Welcome to Awkward
Just
Class.
make sure your head is clear for tomorrow. Or have you forgotten you're meant to be representing your nation?
Yes, a ceremony to usher in a new age of harmony and prosperity. I am too young to have known the war, so I see our three nations joining hands more as a matter of expedience.
Huh.
But what of you, my kin-to-be? how do you see our grand cooperative venture?
Oh boy. Okay. It is the first step toward true harmony among our three nations. I welcome it. It will benefit all nations involved. I see nothing wrong with that. It is impossible to understand each nation's motivations. I can't say whether this bodes well. That's my personal thoughts, but I think I'm going to go with the simpleton fool. The hopeless romantic and the kind of the eternal optimist, if you will.
It is the first step towards true harmony among our three nations. I welcome it.
I see. I admire your optimism.
See?
Even if I cannot say I share it.
I don't share it either.
I know that old
playing
grudges
the
die
role.
hard. Still, I choose to believe we can overcome our differences.
That I do believe. I don't think it's going to happen in this situation.
A kind-hearted soul you are.
But I do believe it's possible.
And people are ever eager to follow a kind heart over a wicked one. Yes. I suspect it shall be your strength going forward.
Sweet. Oh, he's thinking.
In any event, it is always good to have another perspective on matters.
Sure.
Let me tell you what I believe. I believe we're on the cusp of a great achievement.
Yeah, no, I get that.
As always, it is the young who must bear the burden of building the future. Old shoulders are frail, old minds stubborn. Whatever lies in our future, those who make it will mark their names in history. And mine will be writ large for all to see!
He did something terrible, didn't he?
And I would write yours next to it, my dear cousin. Pray, come visit me at the mines once operations are underway, and I shall...
Is he gonna collapse?
Dragan, are you quite all right?
Worry not, Frederica. I'm just a bit tipsy. Perhaps I should just lie.
Thunk. I love it. This is so cool. Oh wow. Wow, Oh, that's...
It would seem Lord Dragan has turned in for the night.
Yeah, something like that.
Quite the passionate fellow, isn't he?
He's never been one to hide his ambition, ever since we were little. Neither does he hide his disapproval of my brother and trueborn siblings.
Feelings which you share?
Well, I mean...
I grant it would be satisfying to see the sneers of those who look down on me wiped from their faces.
Wow.
But I also agree with Lord Simone that we must set our gazes to the future.
Fair.
Though I know not yet how I might best serve in this new age, I would do what I can.
We are of the same mind in that regard, my lady. Let us ease the weight of each other's burdens.
Please, call me Frederica. We are to be husband and wife after all.
It's a
Of
weird
course,
situation.
Frederica. Pray call me Serenoa as well. We should carry your cousin to his chambers. Will you help me, Frederica?
So it's kind of a weird situation being in a game like this. It's very heavily story driven and voice acted, and you know these whole little scenarios and scenes play out before you because, like, you want to be a part of it. You want to be able to do the commentary and add to the experience, but at the same time you want to enjoy the story and you don't want to really take away from that. So my apologies if I'm a bit more quiet. I'm sure many people will rejoice and be glad in that, but just I'm experiencing this right alongside you guys. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. So if I'm a bit more quiet, it's because I don't want to interject too much and ruin the story. And I'm sure some people will say me talking at all is ruining everything because people are horrible. But in general, so if you're wondering, that's kind of this is one of those weird ones where it's like there's a lot going on. I can't really. Anyway, let's continue.
Certainly, Serenoa. Let us take care not to wake him, lest he resume his prattle.
Miss Prattle. Okay. Oh?
Benedict. I thought I might find you here.
My lord.
My lord.
Mm-hmm.
Did you tell her that Serenoa would soon be taking over as lord of our house?
Forgive me, my lord. I did not think to...
Save your apologies, Benedict. Doubtless she was overjoyed to hear it from you. Destra always did trust you above all her advisors. As do I. For 30 years, you have served my house better than I ever could have asked for.
Is that our mama?
You honor me, my lord.
My lord? I suspect this will be the last night I will hear those.
My lord, I will call for a healer at once.
I mean...
Do not bother, Benedict. It will avail me not. You know as well as I how my heart now fails me.
That's
my
depressing.
lord.
And so I entrust Serenoa to you. For our house, pray heed this old man's final order.
I feel like he's older than you.
Certainly. I will live to serve your son until I breathe my last.
Did you hear that, Destra? Our boy is in good hands. My old dear friend, long have we stood together.
I will not let you down, my lord.
Huh. This is great. I am enjoying this a lot. Oh, come on. We're already half hour in. Gosh. Alright, I guess we're breaking off the episode here. We're going to continue the adventures, the storyline, and maybe a battle or two in the next episode. Can't promise a battle or two, but like I said, I'm here for it. I really hope you guys are enjoying the story alongside me. Alright, folks. Till the very next episode, I've been your host, Bumpy McSquigums. Thanks so much for stopping by the Freak Show. We play, we fight, we conquer.